It's 101 R Smith, and there's only one thing I can say to start off this review. Let's get things started! Gundam fight all set, ready, go!
I'm right here, Saikyou. Become my legs as we fight together!
Today we're going to look at the Master Gundam from the G Gundam series. G Gundam was probably one of my favorite series to watch because it was so over the top and so ridiculous, yet at the same time it was awesome! G Gundam holds a special place in Gundam history as it's the first alternative universe timeline to be told. After 15 years of the Universal Century and declining ratings and Gunpla sales, Bandai, after purchasing Sunrise, said, hey, let's try something different so we can get people to watch again. So they did G Gundam, which is essentially Gundam meets Dragon Ball Z meets Street Fighter because that was so hot in the early 90s. I got to see it as a kid, and it definitely left an impression with me, showing that Gundam didn't have to be this one defined thing. You can tell a story about war and devastation and heartache, but you can do it in such a different way. And it didn't have to be based on realism, as G Gundam has shown. And today we're going to be looking at the Master Gundam, which is the third G Gundam kit that I've built. I've built Shining and Burning Gundam. Yes, I said Burning Gundam because I was raised on the English dub. So let's open up the box and see the greatness that is the School of the Undefeated of the East. Starting off, since this is an older style kit from the Master Grade series, you're going to start with an insert of the finished model, painted of course. There aren't a lot of plates on this kit because the basic color is essentially dark gray, navy blue, and red. Unfortunately, a lot of the yellow on this kit, mainly the wings, will be covered by stickers, which is unfortunate. One aspect of this kit that might scare away modern Master Grade builders is that it is held together by screws. A lot of the early Master Grades from before 2003 were held together by screws. G Gundam is the first line to have a full inner frame, but again, screws. Don't let that stop you though. Otherwise, this is, by the numbers, a standard Master Grade build from the early 2000s. After a solid build, we now have the Master Grade Master Gundam. Looking at it, it definitely depicts the Master Gundam very well from the anime. It's a 90s Gundam, so it's a bit shorter than your RX-78 or your Zeta. It's a little bit blockier too than even what I remembered. Still looks pretty good, and I added some extra paint onto the wings because I did not want to use the stickers that were on the kit. Even though, for some weird reason, there's no sensor sticker on the back of the head. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. It looks like a Master Gundam. Now, why don't we go ahead and look at some articulation. Now that we've got Master Gundam closer together, let's look at articulation. So, the head can go up and down and side to side. However, due to the color, it can only go 90 degrees each way. The shoulder can go about this high, and the arm can go about 360 degrees, no problem. The waist is a little loose, unfortunately, due to the back heaviness of the backpack, but the leg can get a pretty nice and tight double bend. Legs can go up and down, and side to side, no problem. The wings itself can expand a bit, going up. The main wings can go up, while the side wings can go down. However, unlike some of its advertisements, the Master Gundam cannot do its Master Cloak, unfortunately, which would have been awesome. So, this guy is pretty good. But since this is a mobile fighter, he fights with his mitts. First, you get some kung fu hands to get him in some awesome display. You're going to get the sharp palm fist that you can use to attack and will come in handy a little later. You get, unfortunately, only one somewhat of a fist that you can use to get Master Gundam to hold his master cloth. And you get a glowing effect part for not only the left but the right hand so that you can use Master Asia's signature attack,
Darkness Finger!
Or if you want to use both and get him in a cooler pose, you can use both to use the ultimate attack,
Saikyou Tenjoken!
Now, those stabby palms are going to come in for a reason. You get these two wires and these two connector parts. You're going to pull off the arm and the elbow joint here. Then you're going to use one to connect to the wire and use the other one to connect back to the hand and forearm. So you can recreate that moment where he pierces through Shining Gundam. Finally, you get one more effect part that you can use for Burning Gundam, so you can do dueling Burning Finger with Darkness Finger, which I appreciate giving kids other effect parts.
My victory was determined before this fight even began.
So, overall, I'll say that Master Gundam is rock solid. There's a lot of good going on here. Yes, this thing is a bit outdated, but there's a lot of mobility that you can get here. There's a lot of good qualities in this kit. You can get a lot of posing, and you can get a lot of action with the effect parts. However, I did find a couple of issues with this kit, at least for me. I was disappointed with the fact that the yellow on the wings had terrible stickers, and that I had to go out of my way to paint them. I really think in a modern day Master Grade that wouldn't have been an issue. Also, I found that the ankle armor on the feet and the toes were very loose, and that no matter what I did, they wouldn't stay together, which was disappointing. Otherwise, it's a good kit. I wish there was a more modern version of it, and it does have its flaws, but it is there for a reason. Now, will I say to get this kit? That is a bit of a challenge for me to answer. If you want more functionality and more things to do with it, I would say go with the high grade. But if you're willing to deal with some of the dated detail and design of the kit, mainly the screws, I do think that the Master Grade 1100 is worth it for you. There's a lot of good things such as posing. Matter of fact, 80% of this kit is undergated, which I was surprised to find out when I built this kit, which made number removal very easy for me, which I was happy to deal with. So my final answer really has to do with preference. Do you want the Master Cloak? Do you want more functionality? I would say with high grade. If you want a more presence, I would say go for the Master Grade. So, with that in mind, I will say get this kit if you want shelf presence and Master Grade at 1/100 scale. So, my name is 101R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!